Hi, my name is Vlad, and I'm making this video for the Computer Science Honor Society of Robbinsville High School. Today's video topic is coroutines. What are coroutines? So, coroutines can be used to execute a piece of code across multiple frames. They can also be used to keep executing a section of code until you tell it to stop. Coroutine contains a yield instruction that will wait a certain amount of time you tell it to. How do you initialize a coroutine? To create a coroutine in C#, we simply create a method that returns an IE enumerator, and it also needs a yield return statement. The yield return statement is special. It is what actually tells Unity to pause the script and continue on the next frame. Coroutines are mostly used in, obviously, Unity. So what is the purpose? Coroutines can be used to execute a piece of code across multiple frames, and they can also be used to keep executing a section of code until you tell it to stop. Coroutine contains a yield instruction that will wait a certain amount of time you tell it to, obviously. Some examples. So the last example from one of my video games that I made with co-president Elon Ronan. We initialized it using private, IE enumerator stamina regeneration. We told it to yield return new wait for seconds 1, which is a variable we actually use later into the code, which will be demonstrated. So this yields return a new wait for seconds object, which in the parentheses you see the 1, which is just 1 second. And then while the current stamina is less than max stamina, keep on regenerating it. Every regen tick I think is set to 0.02 seconds, so it waits every 0.202 seconds and run this code 0.202 seconds and run this code until current stamina is larger or equal to max stamina. And then just to cap the stamina, you need the if current stamina is greater than max stamina, let's reset it back to max stamina. And then at the end of the coroutine, once this entire thing stops, you still set stamina regen equal to null, just so it completely stops and it doesn't run again. On the right, we have IE enumerator do timer flow count time equals 1f. Essentially, what this just does is forever while this IE enumerator or coroutine is running, it waits every count time, which is 1f, which just means 1 second, and it adds a counter every 1 second, and then it adds a toString of just the text that it's printing, and then it log debugs I'm running. This is another example of usage from the official Unity documentation. A lot of this stuff is kind of useless. IE enumerator fade, obviously, blah 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 blah. It returns null, meaning when you return null, it pauses and then resumes in the literal following frame. And to start a coroutine, you would have to use start coroutine in the name. This is the coroutine, and then here, every time you press F, it's going to start the coroutine fade. And while this is running, it's going to yield return null, which is just basically next frame. And then these are the variables that you can be using private coroutine stamina regen. So this is what we set to null. So when for example, when I start a coroutine, I would say start coroutine stamina regen. And if you go back 2 slides, you can see that we set it to null at the end of the coroutine, so it completely stops. And the other one is just regen tech. This was set to 0.02 seconds. Instead of, this is just basically to make the code run smoother and faster, better frames. To make sure, like, instead of creating a new object every 0.02 seconds, we just use the old object over and over again. And that's it. Thank you.